Hello everyone, so tonight I'm not doing a stream, I'm going to be doing my Q&A video. Hopefully I can upload it in the same night. The reason I'm doing a Q&A video is because I promised you guys at 500 followers on Facebook that I would do a Q&A, and I have surpassed my 500 followers. You guys are so awesome, I thank you so much. I love each and every one of you guys. I hope you all enjoy my streams and my content that I put out, and I appreciate all of y'all coming in to my streams, liking and sharing and all that stuff. You guys are really, truly amazing. So, I am going to answer y'all's questions. Let's get to the first one. Alright, so the first question that we have is what inspired me to start streaming. This is actually one that I don't get that often, believe it or not. I've had people ask me how long have I been streaming and when did I start streaming and stuff like that, but I've never really had anybody ask me what inspired me. Well, I got into content creation, making videos, back when YouTube first started. YouTube has been around for many years, and I think it was 2014, 2015. It might be sooner than that. I could be wrong on that, but it's been a while. And I was a part of YouTube when YouTube was YouTube and not YouTube owned by Google. I've had many accounts on YouTube that have been deleted because of copyright infringement. Whatever. I used to make like music videos, like fan-made music videos where you take footage of a video game and put it to music. And a lot of the times my content would be taken down because of copyright infringement of the music. Then I kind of got into doing Let's Plays from one of the people that I followed on YouTube at the time. His name was Boom Bandy. He doesn't have any of his videos up anymore, unfortunately, because he was hysterical. He did a Let's Play of Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness. Freaking loved his commentary. It was great. I need to check again to see if his stuff is still up, but he was hilarious. I was friends with him back when I was on the Tomb Raider forums many years ago. Seems like forever now. And he was a really cool dude, so he kind of inspired me to start doing videos like that. But what actually inspired me to start streaming was watching Melanie Mac. She was the very first streamer that I watched at the time. I didn't watch any other streamers. Like, I knew of some streamers, like I had heard of some streamers. I had friends who watched other streamers, but I never actually got into watching anybody stream. I had been friends with Melanie since the Tomb Raider forums days. I don't know if she remembers me all that much. I went by the name of Lara Croft Baby. There was a typo in my name, and it ended up being Lara Croft Baby, because I didn't spell Croft right, and the admin wouldn't fix it, so that sucked. But I started following her on Twitter and on YouTube, and I loved her video content that she put out on YouTube. And when I found out that she was a streamer, first game that she ever streamed was Tomb Raider, Nico Boss's demo of Tomb Raider 2. And ever since then, I watched her, I followed her, and it inspired me to be a streamer. Because I saw kind of in her myself, in a way, because she has anxiety, she gets stage fright like I do, and so I'm like, I always get nervous whenever I do videos, every single time. When I was doing just the Let's Plays with no camera, I was nervous to talk, and you can hear in my voice kind of, it was flat, no emotion, just, yeah, this is what I'm doing, this is where we're going, this is what's going on, this is the story time. And now, when you watch my videos, you hear emotion. You see the emotion even when I don't have my webcam on. Like, you can experience the ups and downs in my voice. And I think doing more and more videos has helped. But to see that somebody else has the same anxiety levels as I do, doing videos and doing live streams and, you know, being an introvert and trying to interact with people, if they can do it, why can't I? So I was like, I'm gonna try that. And so she inspired me to kind of start streaming and kind of get out there and start doing that. And I started streaming on YouTube, and oh my goodness, I remember being so terrified. And I remember getting so frustrated because I had a really bad computer at the time, could not handle it, and I couldn't figure out why. But I loved it. I got into it. I loved it. Even though I had issues, even though I had technical issues, I loved it. And I love video games. So it was perfect for me. I mean, I was already doing Let's Plays, so why not just do it live for people? Because I can talk to myself. I talk to myself all the time. I mean, technically right now I'm talking to myself, sort of. Talking to a camera. You get my point. I talk to myself all the time. I can do that. I can narrate what I'm doing. I can tell story times when I'm doing Let's Plays. I do it all the time. But sometimes it gets a little boring, and sometimes I want people to actually interact with and talk to and have fun. Instead of just, you know, me by myself narrating. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm gonna move on. So that was my inspiration. Just video games and watching Millennium Max stream was my inspiration for actually doing what I already technically did, just live for people. Okay, so the next question, or shall I say questions, as you guys can see right here, if I can aim it properly, comes from Jim. I have his whole name blocked out because for the purposes of this video, I don't want anybody to know his full real name. But he asks a few questions. So he asks my favorite color. So we're gonna go with that. My favorite color is pink. As you can tell by my overlays that I have, like it's pink everything. If you can see in my room, it's not pink because I have a different aesthetic in this room. If you look in my old room, which is next door, that used to be my room, think of Pepto-Bismol pink. That's the color of the walls. This room used to be my sister's whenever she lived here. So I moved into this room because one, it's bigger, got a bigger closet, and we don't have central AC. We have AC units. So this is the only room that actually has an AC because mine couldn't accommodate one. So I got a little bit of a different aesthetic going on here. I've got tan and burgundy, which kind of brings me to my other favorite colors. I like black. I do like kind of a burgundy maroon color. I'm not huge on it, but if I can't get pink or I can't get black, burgundy is the next color. And then a foresty green is my next go-to. But if I could paint my world in pink, my world would be pink. I love pink. Pink everything. Second question is what car do I drive? The current car that I have is a 2016 Kia Rio. Love that thing. It is definitely an upgrade from my previous car. The previous car that I had was a 1999 Ford Taurus, or as my boyfriend likes to call it, fix or repair daily or found on road dead. Which is actually very accurate, believe it or not, because she was a fixer-upper. I bought that for about $850. and ended up spending about $4,000 to get the thing fixed. So, anyways, rambling again. Current car, 2016 Kia Rio. That's what I drive. I love that car. It's my favorite car. It's beautiful. It's fancy. Um, and then the third question that he asks is, do I live at home or do I have my own place? I do currently live at home. I still live with my parents, and if you watch some of my streams, sometimes you will notice that sometimes I try to be quiet. Like, kind of right now, I'm trying to be a little low-key with my voice and not get too loud and too excited because my parents are sleeping, and my dad's bedroom is literally across the hall from my room, so I have to kind of be quiet. And then occasionally you'll see me talking to someone, and that's usually my mom coming in here and yelling at me because I'm being too loud. So, um, unfortunately, I do live at home. I wish I had my own place, but as of right now, I can't financially support myself by myself. And I don't live with my boyfriend for the same reason, because we can't financially support each other currently. Hopefully, eventually, we will. But it's not in the books for us right now, or it's not in the cards for us right now, whatever the saying goes, however the saying goes. So eventually, maybe I'll have my own place, or have a place with my boyfriend. We'll see. But for now, no, I live at home with my parents. And then I'm gonna answer that fourth question here in a second, because that one's a little bit more difficult. I'm gonna answer, why am I so obsessed with Tomb Raider? Oh, you asked the wrong question. Don't ever ask me about Tomb Raider unless you want to hear me ramble. So, story time. Which I guess this whole video is based on story time, isn't it? The reason I am so obsessed with Tomb Raider, kind of goes back to the very beginning and my roots into the game. I've explained the story a few times, and I tell my friends this, and not a lot of people understand. Like, they understand why I'm into Tomb Raider, but they don't understand the extent of my obsession. I'm not going to move my camera, but I did post a video of, right up there, my shelves. Posted a video of it a few days ago, or a day ago, yesterday I think, of my Tomb Raider collection. That's only half of the collection, by the way. That does not include the comics, or the jewelry, or the hat, because I didn't take a picture of the hat at the time. Hence the reason I'm wearing the hat today. I made this, by the way. It's not great. I want to redo it. Whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm rambling. Back to the question. So, let me go back to the very, 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 very beginning. Okay. When I was about 4 or 5, when this game first came out. Back in 95, I was 4 years old. I remember seeing Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider 2 on the shelves, and even Tomb Raider 3, so 95, 96, and 97, I remember seeing these games on the shelf at Kmart. Wow, that's a throwback. We have not had a Kmart here in forever. Does anybody have Kmarts anymore? Does Kmart still exist? Can somebody tell me that? Anyways, getting sidetracked again. Not the point. I remember seeing these games on the shelf and looking at them and just thinking, those are the stupidest games ever. Like, who in their right mind would ever play that? Like, that's stupid. It looks stupid. It doesn't look like it's fun. Cut to 5 years later, 5, 6 years later, in 2000. I remember sitting down and watching my dad play this game. Now, sidestep for a second. I am a daddy's girl. I am a daddy's girl. I always follow my dad around. I always went where my dad went. I was always with my dad, wherever he was when he wasn't at work, whether he was at home, going to the store, whatever. I was where my dad was. And as a kid, I remember watching movies with my dad late at night when I couldn't sleep and he was still up. I remember sleeping in my dad's room whenever I was scared of the dark and scared of lightning and thunder and my sister wasn't home, because I would always sleep in my sister's room. because it made me feel safe. And then when my sister wasn't home, she was with friends, I would sleep in my dad's room when I was really little and I was afraid of the dark. And I would watch movies with him. I would watch him play games. That was our thing. That was our bonding moment thing. And so I loved it. I loved watching him play video games. And I would sit there and I would be intrigued and I'd just be sitting there like, this is cool. I like this. This is fun. And I remember one game that he played, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, where you can plan out the game and the map and the mission, and I would help him with it. So that was our thing. So back to the question. I watched my dad play Tomb Raider Last Revelation, but here's the thing. At first, I didn't know it was Tomb Raider. I remember watching him play this game with a female character with pigtails and shorts, which I don't know if they were short shorts. I wouldn't really classify them as short shorts. They were more like cargo shorts. Anyways, details, doesn't matter. I get sidetracked a lot. Sorry. ADD. I remember watching him play this game, and I loved it. I fell in love with the game. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool. I'm like, I want to play this. This game is cool. And my dad got these games from a coworker, and the last Revelation game that he was playing was a 10-level demo disc. Didn't know such a thing existed, but whatever. And I remember him telling me, yeah, my coworker gave it to me because it stops playing after 10 levels. I fell in love with it. And so I would watch my dad play it. And I started playing it. I got so frustrated with it several times. I would play Tomb Raider 1, 3, and 4, and 5 were the ones that we had. And I remember going to him, especially during Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 3. I remember going to him being so frustrated with some of the bosses that I would ask him for help. I remember having an issue with Shiva in Tomb Raider 3 where she would hold up her swords in defense and I didn't know why she wasn't dying. And so I would sit there with the control button pushed down and I would have to go running to my dad, hey, I don't know how to beat this, come help me. Well, he'd gotten so tired of me going to him and being like, hey dad, help me, I can't do this, I can't play this. What do I do? Like, help me fight this guy, help me do this little puzzle, help me do this little jump, I can't figure it out. My dad turned to me and he gave me the best piece of advice you can ever give a gamer. If you don't know how to play it, stop playing it. Go to a different game. And he got to the point where he stopped helping me. And I think that's what gave me the push to try to kind of show off to him. Like, hey, I can do this without help. Look at me go. And so I stopped asking him for help, and I just started doing it. But he would help me find walkthroughs. He would download full-on walkthroughs from the internet, from Stelia's Tomb Raider website. I remember that. And he would look up cheat codes for level skip, and unlimited ammunition, unlimited med packs, and all that stuff. So, to make a long story short, and to answer the question, is my dad. That is the reason I am so obsessed with Tomb Raider, because it reminds me of my dad. It was a bonding moment between me and him growing up, and I remember watching the movie with him, and so years, many years from now, when my dad's no longer here, I can turn around, go back to the classic games, and remember my dad, and remember those happy memories of my dad playing it, my dad helping me play it, and just having that father-daughter bond together. So, that's one of the reasons I'm obsessed. That one was kind of a long one. Again, don't ever ask me about Tomb Raider unless you are prepared to hear me talk, because I can go on forever. To answer the last question, where do I see myself in 5 years? Well, 5 years, I hope that I can quit my retail job, that I've already quit my retail job, and then I can do streaming full-time and make a decent living off of it, and hopefully get some of my stories published by then, because I am a freelanced author. I do have many stories in the works, never finished a single one, but I want to try to get some of them finished and get them published. So in 5 years, I kind of see myself as being somebody who is self-employed. I can be an author, I can write my books, I can write my stories, and I can live stream full-time and have a decent income where I don't have to work a normal job, and I don't have to work a retail job anymore. That's where I see myself in 5 years. That was a little bit of a shorter answer to that one. Alright, and then this next question, number 3, I think? No? Well, technically third person, I don't know what question we're on anymore. This one is a simple question that I can simply answer without rambling. I'm still rambling. Question is, how tall am I? Well, I am 5'5". Simple question, simple answer. I am still rambling. Let's move on to the next question. Alright, next 2 questions, again, comes from Jim. I applaud you for all of the questions that you've asked me. I think I got most of my questions from you. What made me like Doritos? I don't know. Actually, I really don't know. It just kind of happened. I really don't, actually. I guess it was one of those things that I tried and I ate and I liked it and I'm obsessed with them. Like, I love all the flavors so far. Well, I haven't tried too many flavors. I've tried the spicy nacho, the regular nacho, and the Cool Ranch. All 3 of those are my favorite. Also the only 3 flavors that I've actually tried. But really, I don't know what made me like them. Like, I don't know when I started liking them. I don't know why. I just do. It tastes really good to me. And it's like my favorite chip. I don't know why. And then the next question that you asked was, what is your favorite level in Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3? Ooh, that is a hard question. Trying to remember Tomb Raider 1, considering I just live streamed it. That would have to be, even though it was very scary for me, I would have to say the Egypt levels. Not, it was the Egypt Atlantean levels, because I love anything Egyptian. Like, I used to watch, Egyptian documentaries, stuff about mummies and stuff like that, and the first Tomb Raider game I played was Last Revelation, where it's mainly tombs in Egypt, and so that kind of stuck with me. So I would have to say the Egypt levels in there. I don't have one specific level that I like, but if I did have to pick one specific level, it would have to be Natla's Mines. Don't know why. But yeah, that one for Tomb Raider 1. For Tomb Raider 2 would have to be Maria Doria, I think is the name of the level, where you're in the ship and you're underwater. I loved that. That was freaking awesome. That was one of my favorites. I liked the blue colors that they had and kind of the darkness looking of it, and the fact that you're in a ship that's sunk and I think it's slightly upside down. I think it was really well done. I think it was really well designed. So that one was my favorite for Tomb Raider 2. For Tomb Raider 3, again, that one's a very difficult one. I have to say the South Pacific levels. South Pacific and London it's like a tie between those. Like, I can't pick. It's very hard for me because Tomb Raider 3 is my second favorite game in the franchise. So for that one, it's like asking somebody, which one is your favorite child? Who is your favorite child? You can't pick. There's so many good ones. And there's like a tie between London and South Pacific, but I have to lean more towards South Pacific because I like the outfit. But at the same time, I like the Nevada level simply because of the outfit is freaking amazing. I love the blue camouflage. And then I like the red camouflage of Croft Manor. I can't pick. I really cannot pick on that one. That one requires a lot of thinking. I kind of like Area 51 because I like the fact that they explored aliens and you see aliens in the game. Well, you see a dead alien, but I liked that one. And then I liked all of the South Pacific levels, but I like all the London levels. So don't make me choose on that one. That one's too difficult. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And completely separate thing. This question wasn't asked, but favorite Tomb Raider 4, Tomb Raider 5 levels. I think Tomb Raider 4, since I haven't actually beaten it, I haven't gotten that far into it, but I think one of my favorite parts of Tomb Raider 4 so far that I have done is the game of Set, or the game that you play with Set, whatever it's called, with the chess pieces. I thought that was really well done. Tomb Raider Chronicles, the Ireland levels, because I like how spooky it is. I like how dark it is. I remember having slight nightmares after that as a kid, but it was really well done, especially like with the demon voice and the hole. Oh, I can't wait to play that one for you guys. That one was really cool. And then the swinging demon from the tree, the labyrinth, those were scary. Oh my goodness. So, those were my favorite. I liked the creepiness because I've always been very dark and creepy myself, and I liked the darker aesthetics of those levels. Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness, my favorite level there has to be the Biodome. It has one of my favorite cutscenes with Mueller, I think that's his name, and her phrase, "If I had a coconut," for every time some lunatic said something like that. Bad British accent, I know, I wasn't really trying. But that one has to be my favorite. Plus there's scenes where, like, cutscenes with Lara and Curtis together, and I love Curtis. I used to have a crush on him. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Weird. Anyways, let's move on to the next question and pretend like that didn't happen. Okay, moving on. Alright, so next question comes from RJ Gaming. I didn't block out your name since it's just a page, since it's your page, not your actual profile. And plus, you know, I gotta give love to all the other streamers too. So, to RJ Gaming, his question is there a chance we'll play Minecraft together? I don't know. I've actually thought about doing, like, viewer game night. I won't be opening up Craftopia, my personal server, simply because I have a limited space on there right now, and it's mainly for my friends and the people that I know personally. But eventually, maybe I might have a separate server for viewers and or supporters if I ever get the supporter button. And I might occasionally play with viewers, or maybe go into another server with some of my viewers, something like that. There is a chance. I've actually thought about it, but I don't have any plans right now in the near future to to do any of that. So we'll see. There is a little bit of a chance. There might be a chance. So we'll see. Don't know what the future holds, and maybe eventually I can afford to have another server where I can play with my viewers, because that would be fun. I think that would be fun. Alright, last question comes from Jimmy, who is one of my moderators on Facebook Gaming. He asks, what got me into gaming? So this ties into the why am I so obsessed with Tomb Raider question that I got earlier, but what got me into gaming? So I've been a gamer since I was old enough to game. My first gaming console was technically the Nintendo Entertainment Center, the NES. It used to be my sister's, and then she gave it to me, and I remember her and I constantly playing Mario Brothers together. Or, well, more like she played both Mario and Luigi because I sucked at the game. And so I would ask for her to play with me, but I couldn't exactly manage some of the moves in Mario Brothers, so she ended up having to do both parts. And then she got pissed off at me and she was like, you know what? I'm not gonna play with you if you don't know how to play. So I had to learn how to play. So we played that, and then there was a few other games on there that we would play. And then as I got a little bit older, again, watching my dad play video games and having that father-daughter bonding moment of video games, I remember watching him play the old classic Doom games. Oh, the nostalgia. The memories. I love those games. They were fun. Um, Surprisingly, those did not give me nightmares. I wonder why. I don't know, but I remember watching him play those games. I remember watching him play Quake. I remember watching him play Call of Duty, the old school Call of Duty. Back in the day, old school Call of Duty, there was skill involved. You actually had to know how to play. Same thing with Black Hawk Down. I loved Black Hawk Down. Loved playing that game. I used to be in online gaming squads in Black Hawk Down. A lot of drama there. A lot of drama. Story for another time. Maybe I'll do another video on that if you guys want to know. But I would have to say my sister and my dad are the reasons that got me into gaming. Watching my dad play games, playing games with my sister, it's what got me into gaming. And I'm actually really happy about that because it was a lot of bonding moment between my sister and I and my dad and me. Because my sister and I, we're like this. We're best friends. We've always been best friends. We probably only had maybe like 1 or 2 fights. Don't know what they were about, but I remember having at least one sibling fight with my sister. Don't remember what it was about though. I don't know. But we never fought. We always played games together, whether it be card games, board games, video games, something. So, and then my dad, I would always watch him play. I would always play the games right after him. And my boyfriend thinks I'm weird, but I like watching people play video games. And he's like, why? It's so boring. Because I grew up watching my dad do it. It was a bonding moment. So, that's what got me into gaming. My dad and my sister. Alright, so that's all the questions that I have for today. Some of the questions that I get kind of frequently. I can't think of anything else that I usually get on a regular basis, but if you can think of anything and you want to know, you can DM me on Facebook anytime you want, or on Twitter. My Twitter my Twitter handle is Kitty Croft. It is linked below somewhere, right there. Go follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. You can direct message me on Twitter and Facebook. Please don't message me on Instagram because I don't answer those. I will answer you if it's on Twitter or on Facebook. But do know, I work a 40-hour-a-week job, so give me some time to answer. But if you have a question, feel free to ask me. I will do my best to answer it. And if I feel like I get the question a lot, I will do another Q&A video. Or if y'all have like a bunch of questions and would like me to do another video, I will do another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even though I was rambling through most of it. Sorry. I do that a lot. If anybody and if any of you are I can't talk. See, that's another thing I do. I stumble over my own words. If any of y'all watch my streams, you know I tend to ramble and I tend to talk. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more Q&A videos, just let me know. I will be more than happy to do more. Thank you everybody for the follows. You guys are so awesome. Here's to the next follower goal. I'm hoping to get to 1,000. Hopefully, we'll see, maybe. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys on Monday for the next stream. I will probably be streaming some more Tomb Raider 2. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see y'all later. Thank you for the questions. Bye.